Hi, I'm JC Lowry. Today, let's talk about stock splits. Do they actually create value in a company or not? So it turns out that my two favorite companies in the world, Apple and Tesla, are splitting within 3 days of each other. Whew. So Tesla is completing their split on August 28th and Apple August 31st. So first of all, what is a stock split? Let's discuss it. So whenever stock splits have been explained to me, they've used the slice of pie analogy. So that's what I'm going to do here. And since we have Apple splitting 4-1 on the 31st, we are going to make an apple pie, okay? Now imagine that this pie here represents 1 share of Apple stock. And just to make it easy, we're going to imagine that our share of Apple stock is worth $400. Okay, so if you divide your apple pie into 4 equal slices, and imagine that each slice is now worth $100 each, you no longer have one $400 share. You now have 4 $100 shares, with each share being worth $100. Now keep in mind that when you put 4 shares together, it's still the same value. So the value of the company has not changed at all. This is really just a financial thing. It's paperwork. It does not really change the value of the company. They always tell you when explaining this, they go, yes, you divide the stock up and it makes the price of the share cheaper. You know, instead of 400, you have 100. So it makes it more accessible to investors who want to buy a smaller share price. It doesn't change the value of the company, but the value of the company is changed, isn't it? Let's talk about it. So today Apple closed at $452 per share. But Tesla closed at $1,554 per share. So if we were to compare these stock prices to see which one was higher, how do we do that? Because Tesla has never split. But this split that Tesla's about to do, which will be a 5-1 split, will be its first split. But with Apple, this is its 5th split. The first time Apple split 2-1. The second time Apple split 2-1. You see a trend? The third time Apple split 2-1. The fourth time Apple split 7-1, okay? So let's do some math. So today we're going to say Apple closed at $452, right? And we're just going to multiply instead of dividing. The first time Apple split, it split 2-1. So we're going to times 2, which gives us 904. And the second time Apple split 2-1, which is 1808. The third time Apple split is 2-1, which now is 3,616. And then the fourth time Apple split was 7-1. So we're going to multiply by 7, which equals 25,000. Where do I write it? We're going to put it here. $25,312 per share. All right, so An unsplit apple at this point is $25,312 today, compared to Tesla's $1,554. But is that really equivalent? I mean, if the stock never ever split, would it really be $25,312? I mean, Apple, every time they split, they say they want to make their shares more accessible to their customers. People who buy iPods don't have $25,000 in their bank account to buy one share. And people want one share. They don't want a half a share or a tenth of a share. They want to deal in whole shares. It's the human psychology. I'm telling you, right now I have 150 shares of Apple in my Roth IRA. But you know what's a lot more fun than 150 shares? 600. I mean, even though I've been doing investing since the year 2000, and I know it doesn't matter, it's still some low level pleasing to me to have 600 of something over 150. It just is. So I hear them talking on CNBC about the Robinhood investors and the young crowd that supposedly does not know what they're doing, even though many of them outperform the experts. I mean, if you think about it, is it really too much to ask for the stock prices to be affordable to everyone? Is it? Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that if you just take a company or a stock and just split it up a whole bunch of times, it's going to make a company more valuable. That's not what I'm saying at all, because that's not what happens. You just can't randomly split a company haphazardly, okay? There's more to it. Just because the stock is splitting doesn't mean it could happen at any time. When a stock splits, the company has really considered a lot. When a company decides to split a stock, one thing they want to make sure is that their stock does not go down. If you split a stock, if Apple wants to split their $450 stock and they split it 4 ways, and then the share price comes in at about 106, and then the company starts to hit some struggling, and some product releases aren't quite on point, and they have some other delays and some bad press here and there, and then their stock starts to go down to 90 and then 50 and maybe even single or double digits. I mean, wow, that you start to look like a penny stock, very quickly, and man, that's bad. That's the last thing any company wants. So when a company decides to split their stock, you better believe they are bullish on the future. I mean, Tesla and Apple, I think, both have some really cool surprises for us in the next 6 months to 2 years. Tesla has their battery day coming up next month, and they're going to probably release some new vehicles, the updated versions of the Model X and S, plus whatever that battery technology, the million-mile battery and all that stuff. It's all very exciting. I can't wait to see it. So because Apple has picked right now to go public, I think that there's some amazing things going to happen at this company within the next 6 months to a year and a half. I mean, everybody knows about the 5G coming, but I remember an interview with Tim Cook about 2 years ago, I think, where Tim was asked what is going to be the largest contribution that Apple will be known for 25 years into the future. And Tim Cook did not say the iPhone or the iPad. No, Tim Cook said that look in the future, looking back on all the contributions from the Apple, the largest thing that they would be known for is their contribution to healthcare. I mean, man, I would just love to go to my doctor and have on my phone my entire medical history. Because every time I have to repeat it to a new doctor, I like forget 3 things. Like, what year did I have the surgery done? And when did this? And what's my blood type? And all this stuff should be on one secure device shared by everybody. Plus, you have all the wearables checking your temperature, and you have watches calling the paramedics when people fall off a cliff. I mean, Apple is going to do some things. Just making this video is making me want to buy more shares. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Apple's new chips. The chip in this iPad is so powerful that iPad can't even make use of the processor speed. It's ridiculously too powerful for this device right now. But Apple makes their own chip. And once they're able to work this chip into their computers and have all their devices have the same chip, oh, look out, we're going to have another game-changing moment. Because at the end of the day, Apple is an innovative technology company. These both are innovative technology companies. Okay, so you have Tesla splitting 5-1, right? And its new share price, if it were to split today, would be $310 per share. And we have Apple splitting 4-1. And if it were to split today, the new share price would be $113. The question is, does this split add value to the company? Well, in my opinion, and this video is my opinion, yes, in a way. Let me explain. So the primary reason is the very fact that when a company splits its stock, they have a pretty good idea that the company is going to be doing well in the near future, and it's probably a good time to start buying the stock. So I suppose the way I would say it is the stock split is not adding value instantly, but it's certainly adding future value, if that makes sense. But once you have decided to make your purchase, there's another question. Should you buy before a stock split or after? So after the stock split happens and the price drops down and Apple is suddenly trading at $100 a share, a lot of people have been waiting to just jump into this stock. Same thing's going to happen with Tesla. Tesla's going to be in the $300 range. And there's many people out there who do not have the ability to trade with fractional shares. So they've been waiting for their opportunity to be able to afford Tesla. So they're, of course, going to jump straight into it. And which should make the stock prices go higher. So if you can do it, I recommend that you try to buy some shares before the stock split. And I'm a big believer in value cost averaging and just keep purchasing shares over time. And you should do really well. Thank you very much for coming by. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell. It really helps the algorithm and allows more people to see more of my videos. Please leave comments. And thank you for watching all the way to the end. One final note, I am not an expert. Please do not take what I say as financial advice. Don't take what anybody says as financial advice. Because when you pay a real financial advisor, they look at your records and go through all your finances and know exactly what to recommend you. We don't know that. Please listen to what everybody says and make up your own mind. It's your money. And remember, you don't have to make a lot of money at your job to become a millionaire. Anybody at any job can learn to spend their money and keep it too. You guys all be safe. I'll see you next time.
Jeez.